Now, you may have noticed things in EAM related to parent-child stores, but may not have known the use and functionality behind those fields. We're going to start here on the store screen. And in today's scenario, we have a parent store, which is our central storeroom, as well as a point of use location. The first thing I want to call your attention to is the auto rec status. If you are generating requisitions in EAM, you probably are familiar with this field. The auto rec status determines the status that is automatically assigned to system generated requisitions. Now, for my point of use location or my point of use store, this is going to serve as my child store. So when I generate those store-to-store requisitions, I want the auto requisition status to be approved. Okay. It does not have to be approved. Just in this scenario, I'm going to auto approve those requisitions, which we'll see in just a few moments. Next, we have the parent store. Okay. So this serves a couple of purposes. The first is the ability to copy the parent's reorder details to the child. So you can select this checkbox to copy stock information from the parent store to the child store when I'm creating a stock record. So if I wanted to copy the reorder levels from my central storeroom to my point of use store, then I can select this checkbox. And as we'll see, you will be able to modify it. It's just going to copy it and then you can update it. Now, this parent store also comes into play when you're generating requisitions because you have the ability to include child store quantities. So we'll take a look at that as well. But first, let's hop over and take a look at a part record. Here I have a roller bearing and I have the central storeroom already set up. Just a reminder, this is my parent store and they will be replenishing stock from Granger. Down below, we have a glimpse of the reorder information. So it's set to reorder level. Okay. You could also set it to min-max. So here, when it's at 3, we're going to order 4. Let's go ahead and add the store information for my child store. So here I'm going to select that point of use location. And rather than requisitioning directly from the supplier, I'm going to define a parent store or a preferred store, I should say. So for my point of use location, I'm going to replenish directly from the central storeroom rather than ordering the materials from the supplier. And as you can see here, because we have that parent store defined on the store record, and the copy parents reorder details checkbox selected, the reorder information copied over to my child store. If I wanted to modify this, I definitely could. So say if I wanted to modify the reorder level and perhaps the order quantity, I can update those. Okay. Now I want to take a look at the stock. So I have one bearing in stock in the central storeroom, and I just want to go ahead and create a stock record for my point of use location, even if the quantity on hand is 0. This stock record is important because it is going to allow the system to determine if a part quantity is low. What I mean by that is if we navigate to the Overview tab, we can view the stock breakdown by store. Okay, so we have the quantity on hand, the reorder levels, and there is a low column. And if the checkbox is selected, that's an indication that the part is low in stock for the store. So that stock record must exist for the store in order for the system to determine whether or not the item is low. Now for our child store, okay, so our point of use location, we have a preferred store defined rather than a preferred supplier. What that means is that we are going to replenish our stock from the central storeroom by generating a store-to-store requisition. And this can be done manually on the store-to-store requisition screen. But in our case, because we have the reorder information defined, we can simply generate the store-to-store requisition. So on the Generate Requisition screen, you would want to put in the requesting store. I have my requested by, and a key indicator is going to be ensuring that you have Generate Store-to-Store Requisitions selected. So then if I navigate to the parts preview, we see that we have a store-to-store, okay, requisition here for our bearing, and we have the requested quantity. So at this point, what you're able to do is proceed with generating the store-to-store requisition. Now, what that does is let me navigate back over to our part, and I'm going to refresh our overview. Okay. And you'll see here, okay, that we have the quantity requisitioned as 6 for our point of use location. And what this does, and you may not have noticed this before, but that puts a negative quantity requisition for our central storeroom. Because rather than the central storeroom has a requisition for 6, there is a requisition requesting from the central storeroom for those 6, okay, in order to fulfill the reorder information for our point of use location. Okay. And just keep in mind, this works regardless if you're using reorder level or the min-max quantities. And keep in mind, there is that install parameter that I believe MRE order, that impacts the reorder level as well, whether or not it's at or below. Okay. So what we can do now is I can return to the Generate Requisition screen, but before I do that, let me just show you the store-to-store requisition. As you see here, it's an automatic reorder, and since I set the auto rec status to approved, you see that this is automatically approved, okay? It does have to be in the approved status in order for it to appear in the quantity requisitioned column, okay? So in order for it to be included in the parent store replenishment, okay, it does need to be approved. Okay, so let me hop back over here, and this time what we're going to do is generate requisitions for our parent store, which is the central storeroom. And in this case, I'm going to leave generate part requisitions selected, okay, because we're going to be generating requisitions, from our supplier. So if I take a look at the parts preview, you'll see that the requested quantity includes not only the requisition quantity for my child store, but also to fulfill the reorder for my parent store. Remember, my parent store does have one in stock, okay? So we need 6 more for my parent store, and then the 6 that was requisitioned for my child store. So at this point in time, you could proceed as normal with generating the part requisition for the supplier. Essentially, once those materials are received into the central storeroom, you could then fulfill the store-to-store requisition by issuing those materials from the central storeroom to the point of use location. Now, I do want to point out one thing here on the parameters, okay? And I am going to remove my supplier, okay, and go back to the parts preview. And the reason for that is I want to point out an example here of how that include child store quantity comes into play. Okay. So here for this fuse, the requested quantity is 13. Okay. Now we're going to return to this, but what I want to show you is what happens if I include the child store quantity. EAM will look at the quantity on hand in the child store and include that value in the calculation for the parent store. Okay, so that parent store does have to be defined on the store record. Okay, and in this case, I have one fuse in the child store. Okay, one in stock. So if I return to the parts preview, our requested quantity is going to be reduced by 1, okay, because we're including the child store quantity in the calculation. Okay, so just something to be mindful of, okay. This is dependent, okay, on the parent store being defined. And you can always just kind of view it both ways to get familiar of whether or not you want to include the child store quantity in the replenishment. So a couple of things to just keep in mind. Okay, we kind of talked about 2 different things, the parent store. Okay, so that allows us to include child store quantities when we're generating requisitions for the parent. And it also allows us to copy parent reorder details to a child record. And also what we touched on was generating requisitions from a preferred store rather than a preferred supplier. So if you're going to have a central storeroom, okay, and then disperse parts from there, you can do it this way. You can also just build in those reorder points directly into your central storeroom and do like the quick store-to-store transfers. So I know that's what a lot of folks prefer to do. Just know that this is an option as well. And the overview tab on the parts screen is going to be a great resource for tracking that information. And just know this overview tab is also available at the store level as well. So you can kind of view it per part or view it from like that more holistic view at the store.